disguise and why it itself was the most treasured site in Christianity.
All right. Welcome to GUFON, everybody. I'm your host, Rich Giordano. Little blurry. Yeah, little out of focus, because nobody cares over there. Get over here. How you guys doing? It's Friday. Are you with me or what? Are you with me or are you against me? That's what I need to know. Are you a GUFOnian or are you a phonian? Huh? I need to know tonight. Tonight. Get the frickin' light in there. How you guys doing? It's Friday. Jesus. Don't say the wrong thing around me. Lights will start going off. Come on, let's do this right, camera. Look, I have like a weird looking hand tonight. This is, why? I'm not doing the show if it's going to be like this. I swear to you, I won't. I'm just not going to. I'd rather not do a show than give you that. Let's try this. No. I was just watching somebody else's show, and I'm like, look at them. They can't even get organized. And here I am, same thing. I was organized. See? I don't know why it doesn't want to focus on my nighttime program. It's not that. It's not that. Weird, right? Oh! Hold on. I see something. I turned this off by accident. That'll bring in the light. You'll see. I knew it was a little dark. Come on. Come on, camera. All right, let's just do a roll call, and then hopefully everything will clear up by then. We'll do roll call real quick. What the hell? Euro, Gyro, Giro, welcome to the show. Philip Blair, welcome to the show. Coral Ann, welcome to the show. Dawn Knight, welcome to the show. John Hintz, welcome to the show. RM, welcome to the show. XTVX, welcome to the show. Mike Geometria, welcome to the show. Tic Tac Toe, welcome to the show. Yahoo! Just need sleep. Yeah, I'll unug it and plug it in again. That doesn't work. It doesn't work. I've tried it. I wish it did. Just need sleep, welcome to the show. Brett S., welcome to the show. Philip Blair, welcome to the show. Felicia the Beautiful One, welcome to the show. Mike Johnson, welcome to the show. You know what? I'll do it. Look, I'll do it. I'll unplug it. Where did it go? Where do I have it plugged in today? Well, that's not there. Oh, I can't. Yeah, it's behind the computer. It's behind it. I'm not going to do that now. See, once it focuses, it should focus on there. Come on! Look at my old, there we go. My old crickety hands. I got a broken finger. Everybody, welcome. Death Proof member, Death Proof Bum 01, welcome to the show. Tracy Kane, welcome to the show. David Wilcox, welcome to the show. Member David Wilcox. Don Mofo, welcome to the show. Member Rebecca Wiles, welcome to the show. South Point 1360, welcome to the show. Member Walt Corbin, welcome to the show. When I say member, it's member to GUFON, because they're green. Capiche? All right, let's see who's coming through the front door. Carrie Rose has no toes. Ah, you see, I tricked you. Welcome to the show. Brett S. Oh, I already said it. I'll say it again. Welcome to the show. Murder Hornet returns. Welcome to the show. Lee Guy, the Baconator. Welcome to the show. Zach Diecast Montu. Welcome to the show. Luna Sparkles 1. Welcome to the show. Will Caranthium. Welcome to the show. and Dark Hour Paranormal. Mike Roser, welcome to the show, sir. Welcome to the show, sir. Alcy Tiger, welcome to the show, everybody. Let's get going. I got a bad show tonight. Got nothing to really talk about that I'm familiar with, and I will do the best that I can't. So, same show every night. Hey, Lee Guy with the $5. Most of us are high, drunk, or hallucinating. A gush on a little bit blur. Bacon, bacon, bacon. I like your style, Lee Guy, the Baconator. You are a Gufonian. Mucho gusto. Oh, and it's the first one tonight. Thank you, Lee Guy. Turn it down for $4.99 super chat. At good on a little bit blur. The Baconator. Mucho gusto. Generoso. Continuing supporter of GUFON. Hello, America. Well, hello, America. George Bush here. Have you guys been in Afghanistan? We got a little bit of Taliban. I don't like the way Biden says Taliban. He goes Taliban. Like talcum powder, like Taliban. Like he's trying to say it the way they would say it. Just call them terrorists. Tonight we're going to talk about, as best as I can, sacred geometry. You know, the Masons, crop circles, Washington, D.C., Area 51. Yeah, Area 51. Area 50 Cent? Area 50 Cent? Where is 50 Cent? You guys are nuts. You guys are absolutely nuts. So we're going to do that. Things are hidden in plain sight in Washington, all over the country for reals. If you really want to get down to it. This country was based on, racism, yeah, of course it was. But it was based on sacred geometry, lies, half-truths, and some truths. You know what I heard today? You want to hear a half-truth? Somebody said I was brilliant today. You never get to hear that. Rich is brilliant. I don't know about brilliant. But he's pretty. Faking it. I'm faking it. So let's get the show started. I want to play a video for you. Tonight's show will have no commercials in it after the show. It is going to be ad-free. Yeah. Because there's videos I'm going to play that are, I'll try to fair use it, but I'm not going to be able to. So we'll take the hit for it. But this is ancient sky gods and serpent kings of the Sumerian legends. Jim Mars. Remember that guy? Yeah, this guy. Check it out. I'll bring him. You remember Jim Mars. We grew up with them. Classic gentleman. Always had good things to say about me. I'm joking. He's my grandfather. No, I'm joking. Sadly, some of you might believe that. Look, we both wear hats. We both have beards, somewhat. We both wear golf shirts. Go.
Today to talk to you about our occulted history. Now let me quickly point out that this has nothing to do with devil worship or witches or vampires or zombies, not in the occult that we normally think of it. This is the term occulted used in the astronomical sense, meaning when the moon eclipses the sun, that's called an occultation. It masks or it hides the sun. So our occulted history simply means our hidden history.
Amazing already. Right off the bat. You see what I mean? You guys think you know what the symbols mean and all that. Thanks to Brett S. sending me the link to this video here. I'm glad you did. I have some of my own I'll share, and we'll talk about some of the geometry that has been explained to us in layman terms anyway. But Brett, thank you for the input. That's a $20 super chat. Brett S., everybody. Look, he did it right. No message, right? No emoji. He just blew it through the... Did he do it yet? I got it. Plain? Oh, bagel. Plain bagel. It was on two sides. That's a good one. Thank you, man. A continuing supporter of GUFON. We'll continue with Jim Mars here. Dorothy, I got you there. $5 member, Dorothy Hawkins. Thank you, Dorothy. Our rebellious ufology, Lynn, said you are brilliant. Lynn Wallington. Is she like the nicest person? Yeah. I listened to it. I actually reached out to her today, and I didn't know she had her own show. I just found out yesterday, as a matter of fact. And but I found out several of you messaged me, and did you hear what Lynn said? Did you hear what she said? I'm like, what'd she say? What'd she say? Oh, no, it was good stuff. I'm like, oh, damn it. I'm like, what did I do? You know? So I'm glad Lynn eventually will come on the show. You know, but she's doing her own thing. Look, I'd stay away from GUFON too. Yeah, no, I think that's the wrong thing. She stuck up for me. Stuck up for me? Did I say stuck up? Oh my God. Thanks, Dorothy. Appreciate the $5. And I was actually going to play that, but I'm not going to. I mean, that's just weird for me to play it. Thank you, Dorothy, for the confirmation. Lord Ludicrous. No, I'm not changing up the times. As a matter of fact, the reason I went an hour later has to do with somebody else who put a show on the same time as mine, and I said, that show is too big, I want to watch it, and changed the time. Then I looked back at when that show was on, and now it's back on tomorrow. So they keep switching it. So that's why I went late tonight, thinking there was another show talking about some stuff I wanted to hear. And I didn't want to miss live, and I would have talked about it, but it'll be tomorrow. Thanks, Lord Ludicrous Plaid, to continue it. I can't believe I said plaid. Look at the sacred geometry coming out of me tonight. Thank you, Lord Ludicrous. No more plaid. $2 super chat. Thanks, bud. I got it. I'm sorry. I'm just there. I'm awake. Easy_E_021 with a $20 super chat. Oh, what a nice picture. I'm going to keep coming back till somebody remembers seeing Richie. All right. I know what that means. You are a continuing supporter of GUFON. Thank you very much. We'll give you one of these because... Thank you, Easy_E_021 for the $20 I'll be giving to Richie. Second. It's hard to come up with something new every time. Mucho gusto, generoso, under 17, not permitted without parent. It's hard to come up with stuff. Thank you very much. So Jim Mars really opened up, in layman's term, a way for me to understand the things that I didn't really understand when somebody else was saying it with a degree, or they were just talking the only way they knew how. They weren't really stretching it out to the general population so we could understand it. Now, I think I'm a pretty smart guy, and I'm just saying that. So, I mean, for everybody else, layman's term. I'm just kidding. I understand it technically, but if you asked me to repeat what they said, I'd be like, I don't know. But I could repeat what Jim Mars is saying. That's the difference. That's what I mean. That's what I mean. You know how when a doctor explains what they're going to do to you? What we're going to do is we're going to root around in there, and we're going to clean you up, take out the toxin, and then sew you back up. I'm like, Doc, in layman's terms. And they're like, I just said it in layman's terms. And you're like, so you're literally going to cut me open, pull this out? Oh, yep.
The idea that there were just energy and space, and it coalesced, and it kind of scrunched down and created tremendous pressure, and then released an explosion and threw bits of energy and matter off into the universe, and they spun out and they cooled and they created galaxies and they created suns and then planets, and then evolution started. This is, of course, what we've all been taught in school, but even the Big Bang Theory today is being questioned. In a recent edition of Scientific America, it says quantum gaps in the Big Bang Theory. So it is simply a theory, and we're finding out new things all along. One of the
See what I mean? I understood what he said there. He said there's quantum gaps in the Big Bang Theory. Now, what does that mean? Well, maybe he'll explain it, but I think what he means is that there's gaps, empty voids that shouldn't be where they're at, I'm assuming. So far, we haven't got into any geometry or anything yet, but I guess it's a build-up. I just got the video, so I didn't have a chance to watch this one. But it's 48 minutes, really weird. If you look at the Hubble images of the galaxies it has photographed throughout the years, there's geometry. Now, you're going to say, of course there's geometry in galaxies, right? We see it with planets, solar systems. It's everywhere. It's in plants. Have you ever seen a plant and it's got like some sort of design in it? And I forget the name of that, where the image keeps coming at you, right? But it never goes away. What is that called? And you keep zooming in on the image, and then more images and more images. I forget what that's called. But it reminded me of that. And the whole world, insects look like that. You ever see the like wings on a moth? Have you ever seen that? I mean, there's designs in some of them. It's weird. It's just weird. That's why I think this is, you can call it whatever you want. I don't know, but I'm just guessing if I was to play God's advocate here. Hold on a second. Okay. I just had to check a message that came in. I forgot what I was going to say. But nonetheless, there's geometry and everything. And I think that's what the Masons were trying to do, was show us secrets in plain sight, in some way of creation. Like, that's what I was going to say. Is the Big Bang a creation? And then everything evolves from the creation? Or is everything gets created? It's like, what came first, the chicken or the chicken? You can't have a chicken without a chicken.
The things we're finding out is, and one of the big questions that it's on a growing number of people's mind is there a 10th planet out there? Or as the ancient Sumerians called it, the 12th planet. And there's really no contradiction, because the ancient Sumerians counted the sun and the moon as planets within our solar system, and our scientific establishment does not. So we had at one point 9 planets, but actually now we've only got 8, because poor old Pluto has been relegated back from a planet to simply a body, kind of a moonlet or asteroid, or even worse than that, I guess Pluto became Mickey Mouse's dog.
Yeah. Come on, let's get to the good stuff. Here we go.
Boston Wars. The Sumerians carved their writing into clay tablets and then baked them, and they turned to stone, and there are perhaps a 500,000 of them still in existence in the basements of museums all around the world. Interestingly enough, only about 20% of them have been translated, and yet when translated, we find that they give us a history of our own solar system. We now know that the Sumerians, as can be seen in this stele, knew the positions of the planets and their relative sizes. And yet we also know that Uranus was not known to modern man until it was discovered in 1781. Neptune was discovered in 1846, and Pluto not until 1930. According to the Sumerian tablets, everything began with a huge planet called Tiamat. And Tiamat was located between Mars and Jupiter, and it was a
is that the one that that created the asteroid belt over there?
huge planet, much larger than the Earth, and was a watery planet full of water. In their cuneiform tablets, the Sumerian told us of the war in heavens, the clashes that took place, and as read as a metaphor for the creation of our solar system, it tells an incredible story.
Yeah, I played too much already, but that is, the beginning of what we're going to talk about tonight. So Jim Mars brings up some good stuff. I'll put the link to that video, maybe play another part of it later on. I don't know. But Donna G with $25.85. Member Donna G. Thank you, Donna. That is, usually Donna does a 20. So I see $25.85, and I like the way that looks. It's interesting. Nobody's ever donated $25.85. So again, thank you very much. I love firsts, and you're a continuing supporter of GUFON. And of course, no emoji, no question or message, nothing. She just went, whew, and then wow, ow, ow. Oh, no wonder it's a peanut. Peanuts. I knew it. Peanut. Nobody understands what I'm doing. I don't even know what I'm doing anymore. Thank you, Donna G, for the $25.85 member. Donna G with the $25.85 super chat actors all over those 20s. Mucho gusto, generoso, a continuing supporter of GUFON. Thank you, Donna G, everybody. Appreciate it. So let's move on to some other things, because now is where I want to talk about the geometry, the sacred geometry of Washington, D.C. Why would our founding fathers, I guess, let's not call, should we call them that? I think we should call them the engineers. What movie is that from? The Engineers. The Masons. There's a lot of sacred geometry going into Washington, D.C. There's reasons behind it. I was just watching a little documentary on it today. And the way that George Washington, and I forget the other guy that helped him design Washington, D.C., they used the roads. They made roads. And what else? I know the buildings and everything, but they made everything, like if you were to look at it from above, you can see geometry in the streets and everything that make up Washington, D.C. And if you stand at one certain point, you can look right down the line one way and see the White House, and then look the other way and see the monument. And I guess if you're standing at this place, maybe at the monument, you see the Capitol, and I forget how it goes. But it's real interesting. And what it is God's keeping an eye, because they really put the all-seeing eye as Washington, and God is always looking down. And it's never finished. If you ever look at the dollar, did you know they didn't even have the back, the pyramid on the back of the dollar bill for many, many years? I don't know when, like 1930, I think they put it in there. They changed it, and the Anna with the whatever thing, and it has the pyramid, but it's not finished. The cap on the pyramid is off, but it's just like gonna be put on, but it's not quite finished, and it has the eye in it, the all-seeing eye. Because we're always creating, we're always trying to, is it be a democracy or a republic? I don't know. Whatever it is, it's an always changing, never stuck in one way type of reality. That's what our founding fathers, the creators of this country, wanted. That was and they believed in this stuff, that if they did all this stuff, put in the sacred geometry and have the number 33 incorporated in a lot of places, which is very interesting. Hopefully we'll get to that later, the number 33. That this country will be protected for thousands of years to come. From the all-seeing God. He's right up there. Hey! More meatballs! Hurry it up! Let's see what this video entails about what I was trying to explain in dumb man's terms. Not layman, dumb man's terms. There's two hypotheses. The Capitol building is the center of the plan. That's what I got wrong. It's the center, right? Secret Architecture of Our Nation's Capital by David Ovason. Is it Ovason? Oval? Oval team? The plan starts at a survey point in Georgetown and is decided the Capitol was moved to Jenkins Hill. A surveyor looks at the Washington, D.C. planning map by D.C. Which one is correct, you decide. Eh, will away. Eh, will away. Eh, will away. Eh, will away. Oh, yeah, yeah, oh, yeah, oh, yeah, oh, yeah. Kumbaya, kumbaya, kumbaya. We could fast forward this. You know, I didn't know it was going to be like this. I just jumped through it. I figured they were telling us stuff. They'll show us. Here we go. DC Symbols asserts that this was the path of Pennsylvania Avenue intended by L'Enfant. This better have a good ending. Ovason and conventional wisdom assert that this was the intended path. Therefore, let's compare and contrast some of the assertions by DC Symbols against the 1791 plan map. This is stupid. I need to see pyramids. Oh, there's someone. There's a diamond. Okay. Oh, they're trying. Is anybody else lost? I'm like lost. Mr. DB Cooper 77 with the $5 33-degree meatballs. That's member. Mr. DB Cooper 77. Continuing supporter of GUFON. Mucho gusto generoso. I can't play this anymore. I want to scratch my eyes out. Really? Yeah. Really. It's nothing what I thought it was. I just skimmed through it, you know, and I saw what I wanted to see, and obviously they didn't say anything I thought they were saying. So here's a little different video. This one I did take a peek at, and I think, well, I don't know if I could play it, but I'm going to try. Who gives a shh? This is from a TV show, I believe. Let's see. This is from, hold on. I wonder if I could play it. All right, so I shouldn't have any issues. Let's take a look. Hey, I just need these people to help me out. I thought it was going to go better. Excuse me.
Being fulfilled.
Is that the mailman from Cheers?
The very release and the viewing of this documentary. That prophecy was made by Jesus Christ. It's
Who?
in Mark 4:22. For nothing is hidden except to be revealed, nor has anything been secret, but that it should come to light. There is another prophecy in the Bible concerning eyes that could not and would not see, and ears that could not and would not hear. A prophecy stating that someday those eyes would see and those ears would hear. That day.
All right. I don't know what I was thinking. What is wrong? What is wrong? What is wrong? This is terrible. 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 This is what I was looking at. Okay, I remember now. See, here it is. Okay.
Using a map of Washington, we will outline the Platonic solids, the Great Pyramid of Giza, the Kabbalistic Tree of Life, a golden rectangle, and more symbols of sacred geometry using the layout of Washington. The basis for creating these symbols is basic geometry, which teaches that the shortest distance between 2 points is a straight line. We will be using several reference points on the map. The first reference point is Observatory Circle, colored in blue. Observatory Circle is the home of Vice President Joe Biden in the Naval Observatory. Observatory Circle represents the moon on our map. The connection between Observatory Circle and the moon is their diameters. Observatory Circle is 2,160 feet across. The moon's diameter is 2,160.
Hey, well, that's our first real piece tonight of something interesting. I did not know that. I did not know that. See, this interests me, that they thought it through, and it's all laid out right in front of us all. You can go down there and look at all of it, or go to a map or Google Maps for that matter, but pretty cool.
Miles across. Coincidence?
I think
our
not.
next reference point, colored in orange, is our solar symbol, made by Columbus Circle, Union Station. The streets of Columbus Circle make the sun's rays. They are Massachusetts Avenue, F Street, E Street, Louisiana Avenue, Delaware Avenue, First Street, and Massachusetts Avenue again. Meridian Hill Park, colored in green, off 16th Street, will be our next reference point. 16th Street is the meridian line of most of the sacred geometry you will see in this video. You can see in our map of Washington, D.C. that the White House, the U.S. Capitol, the Jefferson Memorial, and the Lincoln Memorial are all colored in blue for easy reference. The first symbol we will be looking at is one of the 5 Platonic solids, the octahedron, which is the symbol for air. Platonic solids are fundamental in the creation of the world we live in because all creation can be distilled down to these geometric shapes. The Platonic solids are named after Plato, the philosopher who discovered them. Here, on a map of Washington, D.C., you see the octahedron shaded in yellow and outlined in black. What you are seeing is a 3-dimensional skeletal shape of an octahedron on a 2-dimensional plane, our map of Washington. Remember, geometry teaches that the shortest distance between 2 points
is a straight line. I don't know about you, but I almost fell asleep during that. Yeah, this can be quite grueling, can it? I thought it would be better than me talking about it because it's not something I study a lot, but I've, broached the subject several times over the years. And, there's symbolism everywhere in the money that we use, the way cities are laid out, obviously. It's not just Washington. New York is laid out a certain way, and even Boston, Philadelphia, Chicago. They all have their own sacred geometries and secrets that can be revealed. We even seen that in the movie with the Declaration of Independence with, what's his name? Nicolas Cage. And they went through all that. Also, we saw that in the movie with Tom Hanks. I don't know. I don't remember the name of it. But there's some interesting things in there. But they were going to get into occult symbology with sacred geometry involving Washington. And, it is what it is. But there are geometrical patterns that are supposed to make you think you one with the world. Do you know that? Certain patterns in geometry. Watch. Some of these. It actually says it, yep. Make you one with the world. All right. You see, this is annoying. They didn't have this 2 years ago. Cookies. They exist all around us. They are the perfect shapes and patterns that form the fundamental templates for life in the universe. Like I said, from the Fibonacci sequence to the golden ratio, design patterns can be broken down as a language of numbers, mathematics, that govern our entire visible and invisible world. But what are the spiritual meanings behind these geometric patterns and symbols? Galileo once said, "Mathematics is the alphabet with which God has written the universe. Artists, musicians, and philosophers have long evoked the power of sacred geometry in their work, from Da Vinci, the Da Vinci Code, that's what I was thinking of, to Pythagoras. It's quite probable that Mozart employed the golden ratio for his musical compositions. The sacred spiral Fibonacci sequence, that's what I was trying to talk about earlier, where the patterns just keep emerging. For instance, it is inherent in everything from a simple pine cone to a snail shell to the human body to the Great Pyramids of Giza. Plato's solids, Platonic shapes, are said to form the basis for every design in the universe, even down to a molecular scale. But sacred shapes also represent the intangible, mystical elements of life. Why else are we so drawn to them? Does sacred geometry correlate to something deeper within our universal consciousness? Does it reflect or speak to the language of soul? Or our brains are simply hardwired to recognize these patterns in nature? Are they? I think so, to some degree, but that's just us being humans. We see patterns. We see things that, if we see similar shapes and a pattern, we're going to recognize it. That's just who we are. But is that for a reason? Not everything seems to have a reason in this life. I got to be honest with you. Whatever the reason behind the prevalence of these patterns, one thing is clear: symbols have power. Here is a selection of geometrical patterns to help link your body and spirit with the sacred language of the universe. The flower of life. We all have seen this. This was in a crop circle in England. It's one of the world's most ancient symbols. The flower of life is said to represent the divine, mathematical order in all life, consisting of evenly spaced overlapping circles with a sixfold symmetry like a hexagon. Some believe the symbol to be a divine visual expression of life, consciousness, and creation. Leonardo da Vinci was particularly interested in the form and mathematical proportions of the flower of life and its connection to physical space and human consciousness. The symbol has been found at the Temple of Osiris in, Abydos, Egypt, the Forbidden City in Beijing, China, and many other sacred sites all over the world. Man. Within the flower of life symbol is the image of the seed of life, which feels very apropos because all flowers contain seeds. The polygon shapes are believed to represent the feminine, and some believe it to be the symbol for creation. 7 circles, 7 days, 7 chakras, 7 musical notes. These harmonious interlocking circles are also said to be the blueprint of the universe, while also illustrating mitosis, or the fertilization of an egg, and cellular duplication. Jesus, that's incredible, isn't it? And we see that all over. All over. Look at the all-seeing eyeball with the 6-fingered freak. We used to have 6 fingers and 6 toes. But during the creation of man, God accidentally lopped off one of his pinky toes because he stubbed it as he woke up. He said, "We don't need an extra little toe. Go, get out of here." And then we have down to 5. Very rare to stub a pinky toe nowadays. So stupid. I need a drink. Hold on, let me get a drink. Sacred depictions of trees have been around for centuries and are prominent in most world religions, including Judaism and Buddhism. This geometric symbol is at the center of the mystical Kabbalah tradition, but it also showed up in ancient Egypt over 3,000 years ago. While its roots are fairly esoteric, the spatial formation of the symbol should be quite familiar to you. Okay? The National Mall in Washington, for instance, is even constructed in this exact shape. The Tree of Life is said to depict man's divine unity with the universe and can be understood as a map of the human mind or psyche. Is that Pisces eye? Or is it Pisces? Pisces? That's Pisces eye, right? Yeah, here it is. It's Pisces eye, see? You got an eye with the overlapping oval eye. That is the, the eyeball. And then you got like a cat's eye as the pupil. But then you got the human. See, I think we're reptilian. You see this? You see this? And then you go to a regular human, non-reptilian form. Reptilian? Right? Non-reptilian. I'm telling you, I don't care what anybody says. We are something else, I tell you that. Why did we have hair all over our bodies and then one day, just on our head in certain areas? That's it. Doesn't make sense. I think we're from Mars. I think part of our DNA is from Mars. Yeah. Or maybe it was from that water planet that exploded in between Uranus and Mars? Or what? No? I don't remember. Well, there's 3 circles that make up the Pisces eye trinity, are also part of a Vesica Pisces symbol. Am I saying that wrong? I told you I don't know everything about this. It can be understood as representative of different moon cycles, waxing, full, and waning. Sacred in various neo-pagan and goddess traditions, the Pisces eye trinity is a powerful ancient symbol that depicts the sacred trinity and the all-seeing eye. And guess what I am? Do you know me? Pisces, right here. That's what I am. I am the all-seeing eye. Why do you think I'm always right? Even when I'm wrong, I'm right. All right, hold on. I'm getting some strange messages here. Okay, I like what you did there. I see what you're saying here. That is unbelievable. Okay, I like your style. Crystal Sarasale with the $3 super sticker. Unbelievable. Hold on, let's take a look and see what this super sticker is. I had to wait for the scrolling of the chat. There it is. It is a fist bump. It's the workout pair who's giving me a fist bump. And Crystal Sarasale is a continuing supporter of GUFON. Thank you. Grazie. Mucho gusto. Generoso. Very nice. Appreciate that sticker. Well, it goes on with the geometry here. Metatron's cube. We all know. We've seen that in Transformers, right? What's that? Oh, that's Megatron. Sorry, wrong one. The Unilome symbol, which you're going to freak out right now. I've never heard of it. Never heard of this. That's how much I don't do this. So maybe I'll take the rest of the night off on this. I don't know what I'm doing. I told you. I'm trying. Secrets in Plain Sight, Volume 1. All right, let's take a look at this. Let's see what's going on. Oh, 3 hours and 43 minutes. But I saw something I want to show you. Check this out. This is actually pretty cool. There's some really good things in this video. This comes from Secrets in Plain Sight. It's a channel on TubeU. They should have a new place called TubeU.
33 vertebrae, if you count
the number 33. That's right. That's where I left off. Let's go.
Of the earth. This inaudible low hum is due to lightning discharges
That's what
in
she
our
said.
conductive ionosphere, causing the planet to actually ring like a bell. If you do the simple calculation, which I've done here in a spreadsheet, you'll see that middle C is 33 harmonics, or 32 overtones above the Schumann resonance. Sound implausible? Think of it this way. Our bodies resonate 33 octaves above the Earth's fundamental vibration. This fits with the ancient Hermetic motto, as above, so below. I find it incredible that the UN emblem divides the Earth into 33 sectors. This has to be more than coincidental. The human spinal column appropriately has 33 vertebrae if you count the fused bones in the lower spine individually. 33 might very well be built into the architecture of the universe. For further confirmation, let's take a look at the Great Seal of the United States of America as shown on the back of a $1 bill. Let's start with the obverse side of the Great Seal. That's the side with the eagle. Most important to our current line of inquiry, let's count the number of feathers on the wings. The left wing has 33 feathers, and the right wing has 32. Could these refer to the 33 harmonics or 32 overtones just discussed?
Of course!
In relation to the Schumann resonance?
Oh, Schumann. I thought it was Schumann. It's Schumann? It's a good resonance. It's one of the better resonants on the planet. Yeah. Yeah. I like Schumann. Deathproof Bum 01 with member Deathproof Bum 01 with the 5-pounder. Can you give everyone a link to that, please, Rich? Yeah, it'll be in the show's description, but I'll tell you what, just for you, I'll throw it in the chat. Since you asked and threw down $5, you could have just asked, but thank you. Here it is. If you want to follow along, I am at the 13-minute, 21-second mark. That's the link to it. And thank you for the $5 super chat, continuing supporter of GUFON. Mucho gusto, generoso.
I think Rick Campbell has correctly decoded the controlling geometry. 3 circles with their centers on each other's circumferences form a kind of double vesica Pisces, if you will. A vesica Pisces is formed whenever 2 equally sized circles come together, such that their centers are on each other's circumferences. A Star of David emerges from the 3 circles' intersection points. Examining the reverse of the Great Seal, we find the same controlling geometry. Look at the letters picked out of the mottos Annuit Coptis and Novus Ordo Seclorum. Never mind right now what these mottos signify. The letters at the points of the Star of David are A, S, N, O, and M. Rearranging, we get Mason.
Come on!
So to summarize, we've seen how the House of the Temple presides over a street pyramid in Washington, D.C. There is a clear Masonic connection to the office of the President.
You know, you gotta say, like, why do this, right? Well, when I was watching the documentary, the Masons were very serious people when it came to their club and what they wanted to do and secrets they had to keep, and they would kill you. As far as I know, there's one guy who died as a martyr for not giving up the Masons' secrets one day. There he was being set up, and 3 guys came in and they gave him, they call it the 3rd degree. And he wouldn't give up the secrets to the Masons, so they killed him. You know, death by sword. And that's where the term, the 3rd degree, comes from. They're giving that guy the 3rd degree. They're giving him the business. See what I mean? It's interesting how we take that into our culture and talk about things that have been said forever. It's like you don't even know where they come from, but little do we know, it's torturous. It's torture. The 3rd degree is torture. Poor guy. But that is the only known, I don't know his name, I can't remember, but is one of the only known, I think, members of the Masonic Lodge to be killed in the name of secrecy. At least that's the way I remembered it. I'm getting messages, and I think it has to do with this. Let's take a look. I'll play this.
NASA, and the United Nations. The Scottish Freemasons are obsessed with the number 33,
True.
which is echoed in the Judeo-Christian tradition,
True.
having a resonance both with the human body and the earth. It's no secret that Masons trace their history back through the Knights Templar. I was amazed to discover there is an urban village straight across the Potomac from the White House called Rosslyn. Many researchers believe one of the Templar factions fled to Scotland after the infamous raid that destroyed their order. Rosslyn Chapel in Scotland was the place featured in the Da Vinci Code, where Sophie learned she was a direct descendant of Jesus,
Oh, right.
and where she was reunited with her bloodline. Friday the 13th, October 1307, was the date most of the Templars got arrested, had their considerable assets seized, were interrogated and tortured to death by agents of the French king, acting in...
That's amazing. Friday the 13th that happened? And we say it's an unlucky day, don't we? Friday the 13th. Friday the 13th. This just came in. God loves me, everybody. God loves me. Just wanted to let you know. It's true. This is 3 hours and 43 minutes long. It's interesting. I can play a few more minutes of it. There's one part here that I watched that I think would be interesting. But the whole thing goes over all of the symbology that has to do with the Masons and sacred geometry. And man alive, I tried watching the whole thing, but I guess maybe I got distracted a little bit and never finished it. But they talk about Jesus and the numbers that are situated with 33 is basically Jesus, right? Let's take a look. I think it's over here. Somewhere they explain it.
As above, so below.
Below, yeah.
108 is a number sacred to many of the world's religions.
Okay, 108, I know nothing about. Never knew about 108 until now.
For example, there are 108 prayer beads in the Holy Rosary.
Oh.
The Rosary is a key devotional path in the Catholic veneration of Mary. The worshippers' fingers keep track of the number of Hail Mary prayers they recite by moving along one bead at a time. Hindus, Buddhists, and Jains all use japa mala prayer necklaces in much the same way as Catholics. Incredibly, japa malas are most commonly made with exactly 108 beads. These two are fingered as the devotee chants or repeats mantras. Whether the worshipper is conscious of it or not, the moon is ultimately behind what they are actually venerating in 108 recitations. As I already mentioned, the mean radius of the moon is 1,080 miles. The connection between goddesses and the moon is as old as humanity. Coincidentally, the element silver, which has always been associated with the moon, has an atomic weight of 108 grams per mole. In The Lost Science of Measuring the Earth, Michel and Heath show how the English foot was derived from the Earth's equatorial circumference. The distance around the equator equals 360,000 times 365.242 with incredible accuracy of 99.994% the current standard. This means the distance around the equator measured in English feet is the number of days in a year times the number of degrees in a circle times 1,000.
How's that even possible? You know what I mean? Are we just... It's almost as if they're telling us this was a creation, not an evolution, which scares me a little bit because you can't, like the Big Bang, You can't get nothing from nothing. You can't get something from nothing. That's what they say all the time. We got the universe from a massive explosion. The Big Bang. That's what they say. I don't believe it's the Big Bang. Nope. As a matter of fact, I think that we are expelled through a black hole that created everything we have. So if we see a black hole way out in the middle of another galaxy, that would mean that they're sucking up everything, that black hole at the center. Because isn't there a supermassive black hole generally in every single, the center of all galaxies, or pretty much every one that they're finding out? That's odd. Yeah. We're in a supposed spiral galaxy, and we've got this Milky Way that apparently is 165,000 light years across. That's how big it is. But we're in a spiral galaxy at the end of an arm, going through space at 60,000 miles an hour, inside a little pocket of a solar system with 9 or 10 planets, depending on who you are, where you are, 8 or 9, 10 planets. And we're very hidden. We're out there in the middle of nowhere, basically. We're away from it all. I don't know, man. It's weird how they can figure all of this out with geometry, mathematics, and it seems that everything is connected. It seems like everything is. Even death. It blows my mind. I guess this stuff gets really deep, and I know why I never got into it, because it's a lot to get into, and it might take me a couple of years to get to know it if I studied it enough. But we got other things to do. This amazes me. That's why everybody does their own thing in all of the fields combined, right? I talk about the current events, things, and people, and then there's somebody else who talks about the past and is a historian. And then you have somebody who's talking about inventions, and they're smart and scientist type of people, and they're creating stuff in a lab. And then you have other people who just watch what everybody, the watchers, we all have a part to play. So we're all in it together. I wouldn't be here if you weren't here. I mean, I would try. I started with nothing. But so did the universe. So did our solar system. Everything starts somewhere. It's weird. It has to. But the sad thing of it all is that it all comes to an end. And I don't like, I want to know where I go. And I think sacred geometry should tell us there's got to be a way to figure out what the afterlife is in all of this. I think it's in the music. I think it's in the music. I don't know, man. It's just weird, isn't it? I'm just going to pick a place and let's go and see what's going on here. Oh, I know what they're going to talk about here.
And the De Young Museum is presently in its third incarnation. However, the two sphinxes that flank the original museum's entrance are still there. The Transamerica Pyramid is a landmark worldwide and is the most famous building in the city. But the Transamerica Pyramid neither houses the headquarters of the Transamerica Corporation, nor is it really a pyramid. Does it remind you of an obelisk? It's clearly not a true obelisk because it's not carved out of a single piece of granite, and the elevator core protrudes out of the sides of the structure. But we can see beyond this modern necessity to perceive its symbolism. The height of the 1972 structure is commonly cited at 853 feet, but this figure doesn't include the glass pyramidion cap and its mast. Adding the additional 11 feet brings the total up to 864 feet, making this the tallest obelisk in the world, far exceeding the Washington Monument's 555 feet. And 864 is a very interesting number indeed. As you learned at Stonehenge, the Sun's diameter happens to be 864,000 miles. In addition, there are exactly 86,400 seconds in a day. By making the Transamerica Pyramid 864 feet high, the architect was clearly making it a solar symbol. The glass pyramidion cap contains a brilliant light that shines forth on July 4th. In addition to it being U.S. Independence Day, July 4th is also aphelion, the day the Earth is farthest from the Sun in its yearly cycle.
Oh. Isn't that weird? Isn't it? That we got our independence on July 4th? Twice! Independence Day. It is weird. Mr. DB Cooper 77 member. Mr. DB Cooper 77 with the $5 super chat that says sacred geometry tells me Lou is trying to sell books. He is. I saw that too, Mr. DB Cooper. You want to know what else I saw? Let me pull it up. This is the most beautiful thing. Thank you, Mr. DB Cooper, for the $5 super chat and a very insightful comment. Check it out. Don't be a lufologist. It's the only time he's ever had teeth. Are those my teeth? I think they put my teeth on Lou. That looks like my teeth. It does, look. Right? That's my teeth. Right? Look. See that? The little pointy ones? Watch. Pointy. Somebody stole my teeth and put them on Lou. Because I don't think Lou has straight teeth. I think they're, or unless he got new teeth or something. He's got little toothpicks in there. They're all whittled down from grinding at night. I don't know, but that's pretty funny picture somebody made. I don't want to say who because they didn't put their name on it, so I didn't know if they wanted it to be known. So I'm doing the respectful thing. Deathproof Bum 01 member Deathproof Bum 01 says for £2, read the book The Moon. It will blow your mind. And that's it. Just going to blow my mind. All right. Yeah. I've heard that one before. Thank you very much, Deathproof Bum 01. I'll check it out. I think I've heard of it. The movie was boring. But I don't think it's the same thing. You know? All right. And what's this? Secrets in Plain Sight. Last one.
Believe it or not, Pennsylvania Avenue is astronomically oriented to the heliacal rising of Sirius. The ancient Egyptians based their calendar on this phenomenon, which is the day when Isis's star Sirius is visible on the horizon just before sunrise. From the White House in early August, Sirius is visible a few minutes before sunrise, directly behind the Capitol building. From the perspective of the Capitol building, sunset on this same day passes straight down Pennsylvania Avenue and sets over the apex of the pyramid atop the National Post Office. If you overlay a pair of pentagrams over the Capitol building, a couple of interesting things occur. These edges follow Pennsylvania and Maryland avenues, and RFK Stadium from 1961 is framed perfectly in the crook of the opposing pentagram. I noticed 4 radiating streets above and below the Capitol building. Then it clicked with the pentagrams, and I see what is actually depicted here is the Templar cross.
Oh! That's crazy.
Can there now be any doubt who is behind the program of symbolism in D.C.?
Come on!
The Templars may be long gone, but the Scottish Freemasons remain active today.
Wow.
We'll learn more about the Templars at Chartres Cathedral.
There's so much we got to go over, man. I can't do it all. But like I said, I'll put the links to all the videos I played. Here's another one that's kind of interesting. There's so much. I wish I could play the Jim Mars one more. It's just, I don't know. I don't want them to get mad. Yeah, we've talked about a lot of things. You know what's interesting about sacred geometry? And you saw this earlier, where they mention music, like musicians use the 7 notes. I'm sure Dark Hour Paranormal knows about that. The 7 bars, I guess, 7 notes, whatever it is. I think that's interesting. Yeah, it's just everything seems to be connected. We're connected. We really are. So where does Area 51 fit into all this? I don't know, but it does, and I can't remember where I saw it. I think it was in this this little thing I have here, and I've been trying to find it because they talked about Area 51 for a minute, but I can't find it. But Area 51 has some sacred geometry behind it as well. You know? It's really weird. Hold on, I'm pulling something up here. Let me take a look at this. Yeah, no. I don't got it. That's weird. All right, but it is interesting that Area 51 somehow fits into all this. Yeah, I'm trying to remember what they said. I left my notes in the other room. I may have to go grab them. Maybe not. It's all right. You're not missing anything. Anyway, all those videos, the 4 videos I played tonight, will be in the show's description after we're done. I'll load them all in there. But I just to get out of the sacred geometry talk and all that stuff, it's almost impossible to get away from it once you see it. And I think I might be going down that rabbit hole this weekend. I don't know if I can handle it. There's a movie out there, 2 of them. One is called Zeitgeist. I don't know if you've ever seen it. I recommend it. The first 20 minutes is as boring as it gets. I don't know why they made it this way. But if you can get through that and wait for the good stuff, you'll see all of everything you know isn't real, is what they're saying in this movie. Everything, it's all bullshit. Everything is like subliminal. Everything is hidden in plain sight. And it must do something to the psyche of an individual to make this stuff that way. Like, what's the purpose behind it? Really? Well, when they made Washington the way they did with the sacred geometry and all that stuff, the reason they did it that way is so God can always look down on the nation and protect it. Are they talking about God? Or are they talking about God? Aliens. You know what I mean? It's like, where'd they get all of this from? Leonardo da Vinci was way into it. Matter of fact, a lot of the stuff that he came up with and the inventions and whatnot were from mathematics, obviously, but sacred geometry. And I think Nikola Tesla was even part of that. But I don't think he was a Mason. Was he? Was Nikola Tesla a Mason? I don't think he was. I don't think they would have let him die the way he did. I don't like it. I don't like the way he died. He seemed to have suffered a little bit there, you know, in the end. Yeah, really strange story behind that guy. All right, let me pull this up. What time is it? Hey, it's 11:11. It's 11:11. God ain't aliens. Oh, I didn't say that. I didn't say that. So what if they think the aliens are gods? What if they think that? You know? And you know, that's interesting that you said that with such conviction, because how do you know? I don't know. How do we really know? And that goes on your belief system. That belief is whatever you feel comfortable believing. I believe that God is not what we think it is. I think it's the universe. And I think somehow, some way, we are connected, all of us, in this universe. Now, does that mean we can actually speak to aliens telepathically? I don't know. I would have thought I was going to be part of that, you know? Like, hey, if anybody wants to know whether we can talk to aliens with our minds, you'd think they would choose somebody like me. Maybe I got, too big a microphone to talk about it. I don't know. I don't think so. I don't think so. And if you go back to the movie Contact with Jodie Foster, I think that was 97 it came out. That movie was really good. And there was a lot of discussion about God in that movie. And God was used during the interview process on who they were going to put in the chair to meet the aliens. And she was an atheist. She didn't believe in a God. But David Drummond, who was the guy who got selected to go, who died in the explosion for the sabotage guy, who was Nick Nolte's son, by the way, in the name of religion, he said, I believe in God, and 80% of the world believes in God. And one of the questions was when Dr. Arroway came back, and she dropped through, she went right through the machine. She dropped through in a few seconds, but on her recorder, it recorded 18 hours of static. And she told a story in front of Congress about her trip to go visit her father on a distant world, as she, if you've seen the movie, talks about going through wormholes and being on the beach and seeing this figure walking up to her. Kind of looked weird at first, and it turned into her dad. And the reason that they do that, because that's the way it's been done for billions of years, the alien told her. And the reason he looked like her father, because it would be easy for her to understand, to not get scared. And she would talk to them with something she's familiar with. So if it is done that way, Dr. Arroway, so do you believe you want us to take your story based on faith? Because she said she didn't believe in God. Now all of a sudden she believes that there's something because of her experience. And this is what happens in our field, in ufology. People have an experience, they see it as real, and we don't believe them. And I wonder if there are certain people that have evolved to the next level. Like they were born. Talk about, let's say Greer can really talk to aliens. He was born with that communication already set up. You know, his DNA gave him that. You want to talk about Anjali? We'll do it just for the hell of it. What if she had this experience, which it might be true, it might not be, and we don't believe it because it's so unbelievable. But in her mind, it happened. And Whitley Strieber and Travis Walton, what if they were all real? Doesn't it make sense that we have to have faith? For us to advance to the next level of evolution as a human, do a certain amount of people on this planet all have to have the same thought process when it comes to God or aliens or whatever for us to transition and evolve to talking to aliens with our minds? Is that why I can't do it? I have faith. And I tried to make communications with them. It didn't happen the way I thought it would. I thought I would hear them in my head, the way everybody says you'll hear voices. Yeah, that doesn't sound healthy. Deathproof Bum 01 member for $2 says, too big a mouth maybe? Not really. Why? I mean, there's nothing wrong with being truthful. That's the thing. It doesn't matter how I say something. It would still get the same reaction. Because now, according to certain people, you could say something hurtful and somebody can punch you, slap you, kick you, throw stuff at you now. Now that's okay. That's not okay. Anyway, thank you for the $2 super chat. Member Deathproof Bum 01. Trying to, make light of the big microphone comment I said earlier. Yeah, I don't think I have a big mouth. I think people are just easily offended in this culture. That's all. But maybe you're right. Maybe I do have a big mouth because it's been going on for 17 years that I've had podcasts and shows and stuff. I'm not going to change. I don't think I need to, be honest with you. If I changed, I wouldn't be me. And that's that. I don't want to talk about me. There's just, I think in the sacred geometry that's even all around the world, I think we get the secret to what death is. And I don't know if we have that secret. I don't know if I heard it, didn't believe it, dismissed it, but I'd like to talk about that some other night. I think it's interesting. Well, if they're talking about God and there's the symbolism about Jesus and the number 33 and the number 1111 and all these other symbols and geometry that are implanted in our culture and our subconscious, it must mean something. It must. It has to. Or maybe it doesn't. Maybe it only means something to those who created it. And that's that. See, like the secret handshake, we don't know what it is for the Masons, right? But they know what the secret handshake is. I don't know what it is. People have tried to guess all the time. What is it? You grab with your four fingers, you go like this, or you go like this and you tickle on the inside? I don't know. Do you grab the forearms and go like that and go, and then you tap each other on the shoulders, and then you do something like that? That's what it's for. It's for all those people. It's for the bloodline of the Templars and all those people who came after them, after their creation. It's all a game. It's just a game, right? Nah, it means something. It means something. Mr. DB Cooper 77 says for $5, ufology is the greatest question ever posed to mankind. I don't think we've ever been alone. I think the bigger question is what's after death, and then it's aliens. That's my opinion. I mean, the greatest thing of all would be to know what happens after death. Do we cease to exist? And I think that should be in all the sacred geometry. That should be somewhere. Thank you for the super chat, DB Cooper. Anyway. But here's the man of the hour. Don't be a ufologist. That's all. That's all. Don't be a ufologist. All right, I have a couple of things to go over here. I don't know what else to talk about when it comes to sacred geometry, numbers. What else was I going to talk about tonight? I know there was something else. Oh, NASA's message to ET. Yeah, let's pull that up. Have you guys seen this? NASA scientists, this is yesterday, have a new message for extraterrestrials. How can we communicate with them? COVID. A team of international researchers led by Jonathan Yang of NASA's Jet Propulsion Laboratory has set out to answer that very question, according to a report from Scientific American. Though we are yet to find ET life, the search is heating up thanks to projects such as China's FAST telescope and NASA's James Webb. With this in mind, Zhang's team at NASA outlined a new design for a message aimed at intelligent alien life forms in a paper published in the preprint server arxiv.org. Their design is presented as an update to the interstellar Arecibo message of 74, beacon in the galaxy. Is this it? Oh, wow.
Your portfolio not taking
That
off?
can't be it.
Maybe there are some...
What the hell? The 13-page paper titled Beacon in the Galaxy is a basic introduction to mathematics, chemistry, and biology as understood by humans. The paper is strongly inspired by the work that went into the 74 Arecibo message, a high-profile attempt to communicate with extraterrestrials via an interstellar radio message. In their new paper, Zhang's team included details such as the best time of the year to broadcast their message and potential targets for their message, including a dense ring of stars near the center of the Milky Way galaxy. One important detail that this message also adds is a return address that should allow any receiver to pinpoint the exact location of Earth and send back their own message. Let's just hope that message isn't picked up by an intelligent species capable of destroying solar systems with a weaponized domain wall. The motivation for the design was to deliver the maximum amount of information about our society and the human species in the minimal amount of message, Zhang explained. With improvements in digital technology, we can do much better than the Arecibo message in 74. Do we need telescopes in space?
Space telescopes allow us to observe the vast universe. But NASA believes our current equipment is due for an upgrade. The James Webb Space Telescope is the successor to the aging Hubble Space Telescope. It's the most advanced piece of observation.
Save it. We know. We've heard it all. Thank you. Appreciate it. Whoa. Death Proof Bum member, Death Proof Bum 01. What are you doing? That is a 20-pound, $20. Oh, no, you didn't hurt. It was a bit of lightheartedness. We all start from one point, and that is God, or whatever one wants to say. This life is full of pain to train us for the next one until we shine like a sun ourselves. Yeah, that's nice, man. Yeah. No, I know you didn't mean any harm by it. Yeah, you don't have to walk on eggshells around me. Promise. It's not what I'm about. So what if I say what I say? Who cares what I say? Who am I? You know? I'm just trying to figure it out like everybody else. That's all. Sorry if I came off a little crotchety. I didn't mean to. Crotchety. How often do I get to use that word? Thank you, member DeathProofBum01 for the 20 quid, 20 pound. Didn't mean to hurt you. Super chat Gush. Mucho gusto, generoso. Under 17, not permitted without parent. Grazie, and a continuing supporter of GUFON. Mr. DB Cooper 77, member Mr. DB Cooper 77 with a $5 super chat. True, Rich. And I feel like I've seen enough to know we don't stop existing after death. I truly believe this. Hey, don't point your finger. I know. Hey, man, I've had some strange-ass dreams where I thought I died and had dreams of dying in my sleep and lifted out of my body. My hands went through the ceiling. I turn around, I see my wife and the dog, and I say to myself, I'm supposed to love those things, and I don't. I said those things as if I didn't even exist anymore, and I didn't care. Oh, so it made me think, even to this day, it's still happening, and that was 15 years ago. That's the impact these things can have on you, whether you're dreaming about them, whether it really happens to you. I can't imagine having a real near-death experience, what that must be like. I can't imagine it. It's got to change you, man. I had dreams and it changed me. Damn. What are we doing here? We all want to know. Where do we go? What do we live on? Are we ourselves? Who are we? Are we an alien injected into this avatar-type body from birth, and we grow into it, and our consciousness is uploaded into this little being, this in the womb of a woman, and we're going to grow and gestate, and we're going to come out in a body that looks like a human, even though our soul, let's just call who we are is our soul, looks completely different. It could be we could be, and I don't know how to say it. Could we be the energy that gives this body life? The real us. Are we energy forms? Are we a light being, an energy? Is that what our soul is? That's the question I have, Mr. D.B. Cooper. What is a soul? Where does it come from? Where does it go? Is it really me? And is the personality you see here the personality of a soul that was put into this body that really isn't anything but just an experience? Why are we here? And if there's aliens out there, and they're from Earth, and this sacred geometry all somehow puts us together on the planet, and we should all understand it, why don't we? Why didn't we? What's taken so long? I think it's the technology, the technological advancement of man and women. Come on. I think it has to do with our technology and the understanding of the universe. And I think what the Masons tried to do, what many, many years, thousands of years before, you see it in the pyramids, you see it in China, they have pyramids and their structures, and all over the world, pyramids and megalithic structures that talk about God. What is God? Is God everything? I think it might be. I think God is everywhere, is everything. And that's that. I don't know. But I tell you one thing. I use that law of attraction, and it works. And I don't know how it works. But someday I'll tell you about the most recent things that I've done that actually worked the next day. Impossibility. The most impossible thing, other than knowing when I'm going to die, one of the most impossible things to know about, I asked for and received it.
If the crash retrievals are truth, then all bets are off.
It's very hard for people to get their minds around where the real power is. And it's not at 1600 Pennsylvania Avenue. The reality is something much more stark.
They've been working on this for 60, 70, perhaps 80 years.
The reason why the government is talking about these UFOs now, they're getting ready for the next level of war.
Are these objects a national security concern?
They're proffering a narrative of a national security threat that doesn't exist.
I call them alien reproduction vehicles. They're made by private corporations somewhere on this planet.
Technology from Roswell from 1947 has largely been held back from us.
Portal technology, teleportation, whatever you can imagine, it's already been done.
The biggest secrets are not the zero-point energy and electrogravitics. It's the science of consciousness. All their communication systems are moving through the consciousness field and are thought actuated. The people of the CIA call it WSFM, weird science and frickin' magic. The transdimensional interstellar technology will benefit humanity.
There has been tremendous disinformation.
The media is keeping secrets with the government.
These are lethal, vicious people. And I'm focused on exposing the extraordinary technologies that they want to keep secret. No aspect of life on Earth will be unaffected by them.
Above Top Secret, the technology behind disclosure, streaming everywhere April 5th. Member DB Cooper, member Mr. DB Cooper 77 for $5 says, I think we have free will. But I think you control your destiny while on Earth. We should enjoy our experience, but life can be tragedy for most. And that's the experience you signed up for. It is. It is. That's the experience, brother. You signed up for this. You wanted to be a human. You got it. The ups and downs, the ups. Life is what you make of it. But we have to rely on a mother and a father raising us on their beliefs, and we pray to God they're not idiots. We pray to God they have a good work ethic. We pray to God they show us what love is. We pray to God that they just give us enough to let us get out on our own and we can continue the learning experience on this planet. But in the meantime, you have to deal with everything. Murderers, thugs, pedos, liars, hoaxers, cheaters, thieves, cheaters, liars, hoaxers, thieves, charlatans, all sorts of people. And you know why? It has nothing to do with anything else but ego and money. Greed. Greed. You know who's greedy? People who already have it. The people who usually get something they want more of. But when you live without the necessities in life, you take every dollar and you make it last as long as you can. And I think there's two different types of greed. One is to get more of shit you don't need. And then there's the greed of, I want to just live without worrying about paying my bills, without getting sick. Health is first. And then I think after that, love is second. You need people in your life. Look, I get my love different ways than some people. I haven't been in any type of relationship for 12 years. Purposeful. But it does take its toll on you. Being alone and not having people to talk to share your day with, that human interaction, the love, the touch, the kiss, everything that comes with being somebody you love. If you don't have that, I think you lose what it's like to be a whole human. Now, I'm not saying go out and get married, but I think having a healthy relationship with somebody you want and somebody that wants you, I think that's needed. I had a dog that took care of that, those needs, those superficial needs, the love, what do they call that? Unconditional love that humans never give. There are some people out there who are just beautiful people. They give you the unconditional love, and you sit there and you're like, what do you want? Because of the way society is. You look at every movie, people are cheating. You look at Will Smith seeing his wife cheat on him. I mean, all this cheating and lying and all that stuff that goes on in real life happens on television. And, I get sick of it. I get sick of looking at it. It's like, all right, broken family, no father, no mother, or one or the other. Nowadays, marriages end, 65%? It's like, why get married? How do you have a kid? And I'm not saying it's wrong. This is why I never had children. Because I didn't think relationships would last forever. My parents are one of the few. 60 years they've been married. And I wanted that. And it didn't work out. And it sucks. But we just keep doing what you're doing. Whatever makes you happy, do that. That's what I want you to do. Don't listen to me. I've got my own issues. I'm saying, whatever you want to do in life, try to do it. When you were a kid, what did you say you'd want to be? Why can't you do that? Okay, you can't play baseball or football now. You're 50, 40, whatever. Right? Now your finances keep you at home. You can't go traveling like you wanted to. So maybe you wanted to travel. What? You wanted to get a degree? You wanted to be a doctor? You think you're too old? Maybe you are. You wanted to be a lawyer? You couldn't go to school? You still can't? See, all these things that people want to be, like when I grew up, I wanted to play baseball or be an actor. Like, I'm too old for baseball, and I'm doing what I love here. I'm acting as me. I'm me. I'm doing me in front of you. And you know what? Not everybody likes it. And I get it. But I'm happy. And that's all that matters. So do what makes you happy. That's what life is. Life is what you make of it, not what other people say it should be. And if you think life is something and you're not hurting anybody else, like everybody gets mad at Greer, that CE5 shit, he shouldn't be doing it. Anjali shouldn't be talking to us about this and that. Hey, look, if these things happen to these people and they want to talk about it to the world, should we question it? Yes. Should we believe them? Only if you want to. But I'm going to sit here and point out the bullshit which people don't like. And that is when... Now, Anjali's not doing it. She's not trying to make money off of her fake claims or whatever she thinks happened. Not yet. but she will. But Greer's making money on something he hasn't proven to us, but other people believe in it, which is weird. So what do we care? Why do we care what other people do? I'll tell you why. Because it's morally incorrect. It's wrong to lie to people. It's wrong. If you really can't talk to aliens, like I believe Greer thinks he's talking to aliens, but he's talking to himself, really. That's what I believe. Because that's what I would do. It's your imagination. Maybe I'm wrong, right? But if somebody wants to fork down $1,500 for a week with Dr. Greer and that makes them happy, so what? Who cares? And the funny thing is, the people who are usually angry with the people doing something that they don't think is right, they're doing it. They're doing the same thing. Lou called Greer a thief. He's basically a thief. He's taking people's money and giving them nothing for it. And now Lou Elizondo believes that it's possible we could talk to aliens telepathically. As he says, I don't know, anything's probably possible. We just don't understand. Member Mr. DB Cooper 77 with the $2 super chat. Life is what your mind makes it. Yeah. Life is what you make of it, man. You got that right. It's what your mind makes of it. We do have free will. Thank you, Mr. DB Cooper. Mucho gusto generoso tonight, sir. I think we're here on this planet. What was that? What did I just miss? Those people, where was that? I'm going to pull it up then. Where'd you get that? Damn, I don't know where it is, but... Okay, here's something I like. That's me, Mr. Guerrilla Gamer. I did this. I wanted to be selfish. I told everybody I'm going to be selfish and just handle my shit and make me better. I want to get to know me before even thinking of getting in another relationship. Yeah. How could you love somebody else? Think about this. If you don't love yourself, can you? I know you think you can, but you really can't. You can't. You can't. I don't think so. I think I'm living proof of that. I think I can say now, after a long time of being on my own without a relationship, because all I did from the 6th grade on was go from one relationship to another, almost like a codependent. And I wanted to break it. I wanted to break the pattern, break the cycle, and see if I could do it. And I did it, and I liked it. And you may want to say it's selfish, but I think I needed to get away from just everything and just take care of what I got to do. Because I wasn't happy in life with the way things went down. I was happy for maybe 20 years of my life, like genuinely happy. And the rest of it's kind of a struggle. I'm happy, but there's struggles you got to go through. Illnesses, deaths of friends and relatives and pets, and losing jobs, going bankrupt, getting in a car accident. It never ends. It's how you deal with it. That shit never bothered me. I can get through the hard stuff. Always have been able to. But when it comes to other people, that's where I have the issue. That's it. I just still have issues with trusting people. It's very difficult. I don't know why. And I want to. And every time I try to, I see bullshit. And I'm like, come on, man. Again, there's no reason to lie. There's no reason to make up stories. I mean, just talk. Just be yourself. Don't fake it. Just come on, man. Just everybody, stop fucking around. Just be honest. It's the best thing to do. And I think the aliens hate us for it. It is. That's why I am the way I am in this field. Dirty Mike, $5.55. He says, I woke up this morning smiling at the rising sun, and 3 little birds were pitched by my doorstep, and they were singing sweet songs, melodies so pure and true. Frickin' gorgeous. You know what I woke up to? Thunderstorms. Loud thunderstorm. It was awesome. And I sat there in bed and I'm like, this is unbelievable. This is on our planet. This is happening right now. There's activity out there where there's a electrical storm creating a sound barrier or a sound shockwave, a shockwave of sound through the Earth's atmosphere, and I'm feeling it, and it woke me up. And I loved it, Dirty Mike. I freaking loved it. Makes me emotional. I'm getting emotional. Thanks, Dirty Mike. $5.55. Appreciate it. Continuing supporter. Wow. Member Mr. DB Cooper 77 for $5 says, you need love, Rich. When I got divorced, I almost killed myself. I found love again. Angus is still with me. Nah, he passed on. I got so used to it. I got so used to being in a relationship. I think I started taking them for granted. You know, that I'll always be able to meet somebody and gel, you know, and after a while, I just didn't want it, Mr. DB Cooper. I didn't care. And when I was with Angus, just me and my dog, it was great till he died. And after he died, it took about a year, because he died in 2019. About a year after, without him by my side, that's when I started thinking, well, maybe I'm ready. I didn't want to get another dog because I want to travel a little bit whenever I can. And either I bring my dog with me, which you can't all the time, or I leave him with someone or someplace, and I'm never doing that again. Thanks, Mr. DB Cooper 77. Member Death Proof Bum 01. You guys are like unbelievable tonight with the support. Thank you for this. At 33, I had a car accident. Then I lost my home, job, car, and family, leaving me homeless and partly crippled down one side from a head injury. There were experiences which left me viewing life differently. I bet. 33. That's an interesting age. Don't you think, after what we were talking about tonight? 33. Think about that. It's interesting. But not everybody has life-changing experiences at 33. But you did. And you lived. And you could probably share your experiences, whatever you experienced from all of that, to somebody someday. You might save a life. I think that's why you're probably around and didn't die in that accident. Because you have to save somebody else. It's your turn. That's what I see for you. That is a hell of a super chat, by the way. So, we'll give you this. Beautiful, right? Just going for the ride? What? Thank you, Death Proof Bum 1. Death Proof Bum 01 for the 10-pounder. Goose. All over experiences. Mucho gusto, generoso. And a continuing supporter of GUFON. So, we get one shot. There's no manual. There's no book other than the Bible that people, can use as a guide. Nothing wrong with that. Yeah. You have your parents who do the best they can if they're still around. And I think I was born at one of the last generations where marrying somebody meant marrying somebody forever. But even back then, divorce was 50%. Now it's 65, 70? I don't know, but it's bad. And, yeah, it's weird. Life is what you make of it. But I think we do get guides during, okay, talk about this. Remember when, I used to see 11:11 a lot. All the time. And it was during hard times that I saw 11:11 or 1:11. There were times where I saw it when things were going good. But what did it mean? Then somebody says, well, maybe, just maybe, seeing 111 or 111 or 11:11 means that you're on the right track. If I'm on the right track, why do I need a reminder that I'm on the right track? Oh, it's just confirmation that you're heading in the right direction. Tell me when I'm heading in the wrong direction. Don't just 11:11 me because I'm doing the right thing. So you mean every day for like 4 years, just about, I would see 11:11 or 1:11, just blindly walking down the street, looking up and seeing a digital clock saying 11:11, like, wow, I wasn't even thinking of the time. What does it mean? Are we connected? Are we all connected? Yes, I think we do. I think we are connected somehow, some way in this universe. We all are. And I want to do an experiment. I do. I want to try it tomorrow. We're going to do this. We're going to test the psychic abilities of me. I was on the phone with someone 2 weeks ago, give or take. And out of nowhere, the smell of vanilla, caramel, whatever it was, the sweet smell came over me. And it was as if I went to sit down, and it's like I stepped into a bubble of smell or sat down. It was like unreal. And the person I was talking to, I asked, are you wearing like a vanilla type of lotion or something, just to see? She said, yeah. And I said, wow. She said, I just put it on. And I'm like, what the how? I never smelled it that much after. It was hit and miss. The next day I smelled it again when we were on the phone, but it wasn't as powerful. But I want to try an experiment. I want to pick somebody and have them smell something. And I want to see if I can smell it. Nobody's done that. I don't think there's ever been a smell psychic test ever done. So I think I would like to try that. Mr. DB Cooper, member of GUFON, Mr. DB Cooper 77 for a $10 super chat. There is no manual to life. We got to find what makes yourself happy. But there are good people that come into your life. That can't be coincidence. No, it is not. And yes, it is. I think it is. No? I think there are coincidences. But some of them, you're like, wait a minute. How did you know that I needed you? How? How did you know? I haven't talked about you or thought about you in 6 months. And I thought about you today and you call me? That's weird. We've all done it. And if you think about all the times we're on the phone with all the people we talked to over the years, and let's say you don't talk to somebody for 5 years. This happened to me. And out of the blue, I started thinking about them. They called. There was one time I was thinking about a guy walking down the street. I'm like, I wonder whatever happened to Rob. The freaking guy was driving by in his car. Rich! And I'm like, Rob? Dude, I was just thinking about you. No way, man. That's cool. What are you doing down here? I'm like, I guess I'm supposed to talk to you. It was so weird. But he gave me a ride and, to my car and everything after a hockey game. It was all sold out and we had to park way far away. But that was pretty funny. It's amazing. That's the coincidences that blow me away. You'll be thinking about somebody and they text you, or you text somebody and you both hit send at the same time and the messages come in one right after another. And then you're like, I can't believe you just sent a message when we haven't talked in a month. It's like, how does that happen? Because we're all connected. Everything here is connected. I think we are. I really do. I do believe. I don't know how, but it's got to be part of this planet. It just has to be. There's something magical here. We live on Pandora from the Avatar movie. Don't you believe that? Don't you think this world is a little more paranormal than normal? I think when you look for it, you can find it and you see it. Just like, I don't know. I can't think of it. I was going to say like a scientist is doing something. He can look at something and figure it out. He just sees patterns. Same thing with us. Same thing with you. Everybody. We all do it. It's just things are different now. People are looking down on their phones all day, all night. Nobody's going outside like they used to, looking up. Nobody's ever gone outside to look up. Nobody does that. Anyway, thanks, Mr. DB Cooper. Let me give you one of these because it's $10. Thank you, member Mr. DB Cooper 77 for the $10 super chat. There is no manual. Good. Life is what you make it. Bullshit. Mucho gusto, generoso. That's not nice at all. Well, it's midnight. I say we end this show. We'll be back tomorrow night at 5 p.m. Eastern. Saturday in the UK. We'll be on at 5 p.m. Eastern, 2 p.m. Pacific. And keep an eye out for Third Phase UFO Report a lot of stuff going to be dropping this weekend. So keep an eye out. I promise you, there's a lot of good stuff coming. And you know what? Let me see something. No, I'll do it for tomorrow. I was going to show you some things while I was at the island, Pine Island. I saw a shark, I think, in the water. Yeah, let me pull it up. It wasn't just a shark, there were porpoises. Right here, check this out. You can see, this is a short one. Watch. It's going to be up here. Right around here. I'll point at it. It's coming. Where is it? I don't know where it went. I thought I had it. Hold on. Oh, that's weird. I thought I saw it in that picture, in that video. Hold on, I got it. I think it's a shark. There were 2 dolphins. Hold on. It's really amazing. So there were these 2 dolphins, and I got one of them coming out. You can see the water coming out his blowhole. And then there was, and you can see their fin come out of the water. Then there was this one that was following the other one, and it never went under the water. It just stayed up, and everybody's like, is that a shark? And everybody stood up and was watching it. Then a helicopter came from a nearby island and flew over the area to make sure it was gone, I guess. Oh, here it is, here it is. I found it, check it out. It's right out here. Right here.
Right behind that guy.
See it?
Yeah, I see the fin come out.
That's a shark! I didn't think a porpoise would stay above that long. Right? There it is. Yeah, the video's almost over. It was so windy. It was like 30 to 40 mile an hour winds. It's right out here. You can see it.
It's right behind that guy.
See, there was the blowhole, I think, that just went off. So it is a porpoise. Watch. You can see it blow air out right in front of the dorsal fin.
Right behind that guy.
Right here. There. See it? Then there was another one in front of it. So I didn't see that first one in front of it. Pretty cool, though. There's one way out there. See it? Way out here in the back. I just saw another one. Wow. But the water right here is deeper for some reason. This is the Gulf of Mexico. And this is not like a normal beach. Obviously, the waves are really low. It's like a bay almost. But it's low tide, and usually the water comes up to like here on the sign, right? But it drops off here. They said 60 feet down. It goes down here 60 feet. So these porpoise were in the deep end over there. I thought that might have been a shark. No, but I saw the blowhole. Anyway, that was a fun day. That was fun. I tried talking, but it was too windy. I couldn't really do much.
This way.
You hear how windy it is?
Really good. But I'm trying to block the wind from me, and there's no way to do it. Look at my hat.
Oh, I don't have it on. Hold on.
Anyway,
so it's all windy. Anyway. anyway, you can't really...
We're here on Pine Island, as you can see behind me.
Yeah, it's too windy. Anyway, I'll make it up. Anyway, thank you, moderators, super chatters, for a wonderful evening. Thank you for making the show what it is. Without you, there is no me, and there is no fun, no GUFON, no GUFON lives. I want to thank you for everything you do. Thank you. And I want to thank the newcomers and veterans who are here trying to understand what we do at GUFON. We just try to have a good time and try to, have an open talk by myself. So I'm glad you guys were here. Thank you very much. You can continue supporting the show with the PayPal, Super Chat, right? I mean, PayPal, Cash App. Buy a coffee, a nose, or join GUFON, become a patron, or, come over to GUFON here. Either way, thank you very much. I appreciate you giving me a chance to do this type of show tonight. So anyway, just enjoy your weekend. I'll see you tomorrow, 5 p.m. Eastern. We are Truthology for Ufology. No doubt about it. Good night.